billions of years of evolutionary advancement.
And then we have Cassie.
Well, I can't wait to seduce you.
Oh, seduce me, baby.
Oh, I will. I will on this lovely Canada Day.
Oh, happy Canada Day.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
You're not even celebrating.
I'm wearing my Jays jersey. I am celebrating.
Yeah, that's not really celebrating, is it? It's a cheap way out.
Okay, fine. Happy day, I'm and Glammy is back today.
Oh yeah, back stronger than ever.
Oh, and we're gonna seduce people today, but we have heard that if you don't help the boys clean up, then you don't get to seduce them. So we are just gonna redo the part, stay home with the boys and seduce them.
Yes, let's do that.
Well, that's what we want to do, really. That's what we're in it for. That's why we're here. Otherwise, what's the point?
Okay, here we are again. So we know what happens if you go out, but this time we're gonna stay and help around the house.
Yes, we are. I'll stay and help. Oh, yeah, I'm just such a great girl.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Besides, it's my housewarming party. I should help out too.
Want us to help out as well?
I think we got it all taken care of. Thanks, girls. You can go have fun at the arcade or whatever. All right, we'll head out then so we're not in the way. Sorry, guys. I'll hang out with you guys soon. So, bye. Get the hell out. It's time to seduce my boys.
Rude. It's all good, Edison. We'll definitely come to the housewarming party tonight.
Thank you. And both of you, please do some vocal exercises. It sounds like a cockroach died in both of your throats. Thank you. Now get out. I led them back into the lobby and walked them to the doors, opening it for them with a thankful smile. Get the hell out of my house. They both gave me hugs before I swiftly kicked them in the asses so they would get out of my house. We sat down and talked about what needed to happen before the party that started that night. Each guy had been assigned to a different part of the party to do. Right after lunch, we began to work. Since everything was taken care of by at least one incubus, James told me I could assist one of them. The question was, who?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Damien!
Really?
Yes!
If you want to go with Damien, we can. Just click it.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Damien. No, not Naomi.
Whoa, Naomi.
I stayed in the lobby with Damien, who nodded to me and passed me a dust cloth. That's so romantic.
Look how cute he is.
I know.
We have to dust off the railings and the other surfaces before we mop the floor. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah. Oh, it's okay. You can mop my floor any day you want. I nodded and rolled up my sleeves. Both Damien and I began to climb to the top of the stairs, wiping dust off the railing as we went. However, a silly idea came into my mind. I looked over to Damien, wondering if he could read what I was thinking. As I expected, Damien looked over in slight surprise before giving me a slightly concerned look.
What if you get hurt?
Oh, Damien. I can't get hurt around you. Ah, come on! It'll be fun! I did it all the time as a kid. Damien stared at the rail in thought. My mind began to wander to how much fun my idea was, hoping my thoughts would convince him. Damien sighed softly before smirking slightly and nodding. Woohoo! I quickened my pace on the rail, dusting as quickly as I could as I got to the top. Damien followed quickly behind on the opposite side until we both were at the top of the stairs. We both then jumped up and sat on the top of the rails, I was sitting on top of Damien, and then we slid down together like a roller coaster. There was a lot of thought on the execution, but not much to stopping.
Gah! Watch out!
Whoa! Oh! Our brakes had become us slamming into each other and landing on the floor, him on top of me. I stared up at him in surprise as he looked down at me in concern. Neither of us knew what to say. I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, laugh.
I started to laugh. I didn't know why, but I couldn't control myself. I closed my eyes and laughed in pure enjoyment of what had just happened. Oh, I love sex demons. Damien began to laugh as well, smiling widely. Both of us ended up laughing on the floor. Damien rolled off of me and held his stomach as I held mine. We were both completely engulfed in joy.
You were right. That was so fun.
Oh, I mean, thank you. I know what other fun things we can do. But see, I told ya! Both of us curled into ourselves, facing each other in laughter before we looked at each other with smiles. However, Damien's face softened as his laughter slowly died. I couldn't stop staring at Damien's smile. Something about him was just completely charming. His eyes had a mixture of happiness and a small bit of yearning. Soon, though, Damien stood up and reached a hand down to me, breaking my silent thoughts.
Come on, we need to keep cleaning.
But I don't wanna, Damien. I slowly nodded before standing and continuing to clean alongside him. The hour of the house party had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party. We already did the house party last time. This time we're just redoing it so we could stay, so we're just going to skip that house party. Whew, that was a tiring party. Remember that, Yammy? Whoa.
I remember that.
That was a woo.
Yeah.
Now, someone's at the door. Who the hell is it? Don't... Don't worry. No one will hurt you.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
The doors quickly swung open, revealing a sight I would have never expected to see. This is the moment of truth.
The grand reveal.
Skin red as blood, eyes black and gold piercing into mine, roughened up clothes and a pistol in his hands. I saw a monster. Whoa, and his little monster girl too. I covered my mouth to not scream at the sight. Dry blood covered the bandana around his neck as he smirked at me and the boys around me. Beside the red-skinned man was a similar-looking woman in matching thug-like clothes. Who are these sick people? Get out!
Aw, what's the matter, boys? You really didn't think I wouldn't find you, did you?
I hoped you would have, you piece of
Beep! All of a sudden, the man raised his gun at Sam's face and instantly pulled the trigger.
Oh?
We all gasped in shock, instinctively expecting to see a bullet run through Sam's face, but... What? What the fuck?
What?
What should have been a headshot ended with a loud but empty blank shot. The pistol echoed its empty shots as the man grew more and more pissed, pulling the trigger over and over in aggravation. Luckily for my ears, it became quieter after its first shot. Why the fuck won't you work?
This place is protected.
Thanks, boyfriend.
What did you say, shrimp?
This place has a seal, protecting it from hellborn magic.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? The man growled and threw his gun at Sam, who was able to dodge it in time. The pistol bounced off the ground a couple of times before sliding further away, hitting the wall in a final stop. As it stopped moving, the gun faded into a black flame that disappeared into the air. Wow, okay.
The previous owner had this place protected by magic, Malix.
Malix, that was his name. His existence resonated in my memory from the dream I had. However, I looked to Matthew in the same confusion as Malix did. This place is protected by magic? It would seem that your grandfather had some sort of protective barrier around this house. From the looks of it, it only disables hellborn magic. Malix's face grew to that of extreme anger, his fists tightening as if he was crushing a stress ball.
Then what's stopping me from dragging your asses out and shooting you then?
Out of pure instinct, I stepped forward and placed myself between Malix and the boys. They're my sex demons, not yours. With no power, Malix wasn't going to fight. I took that chance to stand up to him instead of being powerless like I was in the dream. Ooh. Which one, Yammy?
Obviously, the bottom one.
Fuck off! Sounds like a crow.
Yeah.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Malix suddenly laughed wildly, staring at me in disbelief. Whoa, whoa! Who let the bitch out of her cage? What is this, a reverse harem or something? Malix grinned at me evilly, walking close to me. Oh shit, I'm running out of time!
Oh, what?
I can't! I can't! All of a sudden, I felt a hand grip my hair and pull it back, forcing me to cry out and stare up at Malix. His eyes bored into mine as he cackled in my face.
Hey, let her go!
Ah! Oh no, I think I made a bad decision. Sam! Eric! Within mere seconds, Sam had punched Malix square in the jaw, forcing him to let my hair go. As I fumbled back, Eric caught me in his arms, gently pulling me away from Malix and back into their group. Eric, you've always been a good guy.
Come on, Sam. You and me, right here. Let's go.
Come on, asswipe.
It's about to go down. However, before both could fight, the woman stepped forward and placed a firm grip on Malix's shoulder.
That's enough, Malix.
Who are you? What? Who do you think you're speaking to, woman?
The girl who's going to help you kill them. Just not now.
Not now! I stared as the girl spoke down at Malix. She looked the same, just like pure evil. However, she seemed to be concerned for Malix. Or for me.
There's 5 of them, and 2 of us. Even if we could come back with the gang, they can have the place surrounded by human police.
Yeah, that's easy. Now we shoot everyone!
Think. If we shoot everyone, we'll be hunted, and it'll be a matter of time before makeshift paladins come and try to exorcise us.
The two growled at each other. If they could have used their magic, I could sense that fire would glow from under their teeth. Malix grunted and glared at the boys. He pointed at James, wanting so badly to use his finger like a knife. Just wait, pretty boys. We'll get you and fuck you up real good. Then Malix turned to me, moving his finger to point directly between my eyes. And don't think you're safe. Step outside. I dare you. With that, Malix and the woman walked out of the mansion. The doors closed behind them, leaving the boys and I alone. Once again, I felt my knees give out from under me, forcing the boys to quickly turn to catch me. Catch me, boys. Catch me. Okay.
Whoa, are you alright?
Yeah, why was he here?
He's been closely tracking us. Our blood trail from the forest must have led him here.
We should have stopped him and finished it here.
For once, Matthew, I agree with you.
I stood up and rubbed my arms, feeling the goosebumps Malix left behind on me. I couldn't stop myself from shivering in fear of his words. Malix, was he a demon?
That son of a bitch is not a demon. He's a devil.
A devil? There's a difference?
Yes, demons come from a very different plane of existence called the Abyssal Planes. Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know as Hell.
Oh.
Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures.
Oh wow, thanks Eric.
We actually have brains, for one. Devils always like to cause trouble and try to kill or torture others for their own enjoyment. Demons like us know when to use our powers and when not to. We're not stupid.
Oh, so he's lucky he had that girl to reel him in.
Devils follow orders from higher ups in their order, and their power only comes from their connection to hell. Demons all have free wills and don't rely on where they come from to use their powers.
Thanks, Matthew. This was all so confusing. Demons and devils and magic all existed, and I happened to land in the middle of it. What do we do?
You're safe here. You've been protected as well.
Oh, thanks, Damien. What?
What Damien's saying is that the magic that protects this place also protects you.
Your grandfather must have cast it when you last saw him, or something of that nature. We can sense its aura around your body. I couldn't believe my ears. It was the 3rd day of surprises, and this one took the cake in being the most surprising. I felt my head spin once again. What did I get myself into? Miss, please don't worry. We'll find a way to train ourselves and become stronger to finally finish this feud.
I want to kick his ass right now! Until then, we'll protect you as much as we can. If Malix comes back, we'll be here for you.
But what about going outside? Like, won't he,
Like we said, you have a protection spell on you. Even if Malix attacks you, he won't be able to use his magic on you. He'd be just like any other human you can fight back against.
Didn't you say you knew Taekwondo?
Well, yeah, but it's really just like low blocks and defensive stuff. I went to bed that night feeling nervous. Despite the words of the incubi, I felt like a target to something I'd never be able to explain or prove. Magic? Devils? Demons? How did all this even happen? Should I really meddle with this situation? They said they'd only stay until after they defeated Malix. After that, my life could go back to normal. Temporary insanity, as Kay would say. The question was then, would I want them to leave? Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents with only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Enough! Let's just sleep and deal with this tomorrow when it comes.
I promise to be with you forever. Ever, ever, ever. You're so important to me. I'll be by your side always. I love you.
Do you mean that?
Who is this?
I slowly opened my eyes, letting the voice of my dream echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at my clock. 7 a.m. Why am I up so early? I fell back onto the bed and closed my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. I gave up and sat up, staring at the fireplace across from my bed. A sigh escaped from between my lips before I threw my legs over the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? Oh.
I think we should explore the house. Where are the boys?
Yeah, we should. I decided it was a good idea to wander around the house. I never really explored it much as a child, so there were bound to be some new surprises. And it is early, you know what that means.
What does that mean?
Morning wood.
Oh.
Quickly, I found an old office. A desk and chair sat by the far side as a large bookshelf of documents and memorabilia donned its nooks and crannies. There were a couple of pictures of me growing up peeking from the shelf as I walked further into the room. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture?
Disturb the furniture, really?
The furniture's trying to sleep! Give it a break! I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture?
Disturb the furniture, really?
The furniture's trying to sleep! Give it a break! I'm curious. I gently opened the shelves and any drawers I saw in the room. In a couple of them there were books and even sewing kits. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked, no matter how many times I pulled. Yeah, keep pulling it. Ugh, come on, open! Nothing. It would not budge. The drawer beside it, though, did, revealing a laptop.
Ooh, cheeky laptop.
Why is there a cheeky laptop in my drawer? In a drawer. I lifted it from the drawer and carried it over to the desk and chair, opening it. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. I was not sure whether or not to try to unlock it or not. Shall we try or shall we not try?
Of course we should try.
Okay. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lining the camera up with my eye. To my surprise, I heard a ping come on from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Oh. Huh? Would you look at that? On the desktop were documents and folders labeled with different aspects of the Anderson Company. Taxes, profits, bylaws, products. The list went on and on. If I really did want to become the CEO of the Anderson Toys Company, I had everything about it at my fingertips. Pretty cool. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Virago? What's Virago?
Viagra, I think.
Oh. I double-clicked the icon, but no window came up. Instead, I heard a large click come from the drawer that was locked. What the? I slowly left my seat and walked over to the drawer, attempting to open it again. It slid open smoothly in the direction of my pulling hand, revealing 2 books. That's boring. One was a plain black dildo with a tie to keep it closed.
Oh my gosh.
I took out the journal and skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demon magic.
Oh, Granddad into some kinky stuff.
Oh yes, he really did know about magic. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawings and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was all fascinating. There was even a page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind. However, my mind suddenly froze and I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back and closing the drawer. The lock reset and I snapped out of it. Huh? What? I shook my head and looked at the drawer, realizing what I had done. I walked over to the desk to reopen the lock, but suddenly felt the need to stop. Something held me back and didn't want me to pry any more than I already had. I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually, I would just come back and look into it. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under my covers to try to sleep again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday and nothing was happening today. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon. Yet it felt like I slept for much longer. Why is time going so slowly? I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and went out to the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were very boring. However, the muffled sounds of battle caught my attention. Huh? I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I had heard. In the yard were all 5 boys, practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle with the other 4 surrounding him and throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged, each masterfully. Almost masterfully. Oh. Oh.
Do we let them train or do we disturb them?
I want to disturb them because I need attention, but I don't know if that's the right decision to make.
It could cost them their lives or it could get us laid.
Okay, we're gonna disturb them. Hey! All of the boys looked at me, frozen in their movements. I just stood at the doorway staring at them after my outburst. James was the first to break away from the group, stepping towards me. Good morning. We apologize if we woke you up. No, it's fine. I've been awake for a while now. I'm sorry I interrupted. Don't die.
It's quite alright. We need to stop anyway. We don't want to overwork Sam. Oh, come on. I can handle more than those pity punches. Your mind seems grateful that we stopped.
Damien, stop telling people stuff about my brain.
Shut up, Damien.
Yeah, shut up.
Oh crap, we should probably make some lunch. I'm sure you're starving.
I'll handle lunch if you like. You all seem to be very busy training to beat Malix. I'll take care of it today. I'm a good cook. I can make you whatever.
Whoa. Seriously?
Yeah. Who likes pizza pops? Yeah, why not? I'm not useless. I know how to cook and do other stuff too.
Well, no, I wasn't insinuating.
What he means to say is that we'd be really grateful if you could make lunch today. No problem. As I turned to the kitchen, the boys went back to training. They seemed very determined to get better and to become stronger. Might as well make some lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. What am I gonna make? Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make...
Ooh. Pizza.
Pizza!
Pizza every day.
I want pizza! Hey! Are you ready to play?
P-I-Z-Z-A. I placed the food in the dining room, however, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one room in particular.
Oh.
The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focused on training.
Find one of the incubi. Oh yeah.
Wow, wow. I quickly rushed back and grabbed a second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. I looked down each hall, trying to find one of the incubi wandering so that I wouldn't have to go through each individual room finding them. I pursed my lips in irritation. Where the heck are they? Lucky enough, I found Damien in the study. Oopsies. Damien was in grandfather's study, which I had explored not long ago. Despite only being here for a short while, Damien looked like he knew this room like the back of his hand. Damien? What are you doing?
Huh? Oh, hello.
Damien turned to me and gave me a gentle smile as if he was doing nothing as I came in. I entered the room and closed the door behind me. Looks like it's just us two in here.
Oh yeah. I was just looking at the books. They're very interesting topics.
I looked over at the shelf and skimmed over the spines of each book. They were all books about business and psychology, all ranging in thickness. Some crossed over and brought the two topics together, while others were strictly one or the other.
Do humans really study this much?
Occasionally, it depends on why we're studying.
What do you mean?
Damien, what are you, stupid? Well, if we're interested in a topic like business, we can learn what we can because we want to know more.
Are there things you can't study?
No, I mean, there's lots of books and stuff about anything and everything.
Even the demon world?
Wouldn't you like to know? Maybe, but usually those books are considered fiction or like religious theory. It was almost cute to talk about learning with Damien. I guess learning was different in the demon world, but telling him about learning was almost like telling a child the meaning of life. I felt myself become a little wiser as we continued talking.
Humans can learn anything at any time, huh?
We have libraries and bookstores full of books we can read.
Humans have the freedom to learn anything?
I looked at Damien in confusion. He seemed to look jealous. What about demons? Can't they learn what they want? Damien shook his head before looking down at his feet.
Demons don't have schools to learn like humans do. Everything we learn comes from experience or verbal mentoring. Books are only permitted to be read by higher nobles.
Oh, so Damien's illiterate? I stared wide-eyed. There were no schools in the Abyssal Plains? What? That seemed so unreal, yet in a way, I wasn't that surprised.
The only ones who have ever touched a book are James and Eric, since they are the oldest. Sam and Matthew chose not to read.
What about you? Damien stood silent for a bit before sitting on the ground, leaning against the large desk in the room. I decided to follow along and sat beside him.
You brought food?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I brought food. Here, pizza. You like pizza?
Thank you.
Damien took his dish of food and began to politely eat. I followed suit. It was painfully obvious that he was dodging my question. Did I want to know? I was very curious. So he's dodging the question. Should we respect that, or should we...
Aw, I think we shouldn't ask him.
Eventually, we both resumed and finished eating. I politely took the dish from Damien and went to the kitchen to wash both of our dishes. As I passed the kitchen, I saw the other dishes of food were missing, which made me relieved to know the boys ate. I woke up way too early. I could use a nap. As nothing in my mind or body fought back, I quickly slid under my covers and let my body relax. For some reason, it was very easy to fall asleep again. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights we had. Man, how long has it been since I got that good of a sleep? I looked at my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Huh? Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson, you'll carpool in with us from now. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and we'll be at your gate at 7. Stat!
I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. Right on cue, Naomi drove up to the gates and Suzu waved me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework and the coming day. We made it into the school without a hitch. As I walked towards Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall, something hooked my ankle and made me fall forward.
Whoa! Ow!
Hey, are you okay?
Who did that?
Three of us looked back to see Lisette and her gaggle of girls. Lisette had a look of complete innocence, while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow.
Why, you little...
Suzu, don't! I felt a giant fire of anger burn in my stomach as I stared at Lisette. Today was not the only time this had happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these little incidents. Even if she was innocent and one of her goons did it, it was now obvious that Lisette was the mastermind just from the look on her face. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something.
Oh, get her!
I'm gonna get her!
Get her good.
Ooh, I had enough. I felt adrenaline rush through my body as I pounced off the ground and rushed at Lisette. You're mine, bitch! I was not gonna be the only one with scrapes this time. I tackled Lisette to the ground, swiping and slapping her innocent face. She screamed in fright before trying to push me off and block my attacks.
Holy shit! Anderson!
Yeah!
Go get it!
Stop it! No! I wasn't listening anymore. I let my carnal need to get revenge take over as I began to pull Lisette's hair to get better aim at her face with my free hand. Yeah! I'd had enough of the bullying, the wounds, the insults. All of that was going to burn in the past as I scraped my nails and hand across Lisette's face over and over. Yeah! Lisette pushed me off and scrambled to her feet, both panicked and angry at the same time. Her emotion was nowhere close to the anger I was feeling.
Are you crazy? What the hell?
I stood up very slowly, glaring daggers into Lisette's soul through her eyes. I must have had some sort of monster behind me, or maybe I looked like the monster myself, but the gaggle of girls, Lisette, and even my friends had a look of pure terror on their faces. I've had enough of you, Lisette. You obviously won't stop unless I fight back. Well, guess what? I'm gonna kick your ass. Yeah! I charged at Lisette a second time, shoving her hard against the lockers. She let out a yelp of pain as she smacked the back of her head against the metal behind her before glaring and shoving me back.
Ooh.
As I stumbled back, Lisette raised her hands, ready to fight. Let's go, bitch!
Then come on, Anderson! Show me what you got! I bet it's not much.
Oh, really? I felt myself snarl in anger before raising my own fists, remembering my taekwondo. I quickly snapped onto one leg and raised a leg to get a swift kick at her head. Roundhouse kick, bitch! But she blocked with her arm and stepped towards me to jab at me. She had training, not surprising, but I didn't care at that moment. I bent back away from the incoming jab, reestablishing my balance as I placed both feet on the floor. Lisette threw jab upon jab at me, forcing me to block my torso and my face with my arms and hands. Hit for hit, Lisette and I exchanged and defended blows at each other. Yeah! Duel! Yeah! It was indeed more than just a catfight, it was a vengeful duel. In my mind, all I saw was Lisette. All I wanted to do was make her stop, and if that meant beating her down, then it had to be done. Let's go! We eventually gained a small crowd of people, all silent but observing the fight. My anger intensified and my hits became harder with each second that passed between us. I couldn't let her win. I wouldn't let her win. None of Lisette's girls dared to step in, apparently afraid to after seeing our skills and individual fighting styles. Suzu was held back by Naomi's arm despite both of them wanting to help me. They didn't wait long for it to end though. Woohoo! Suddenly, Lisette was pulled away from me and I was pushed against the lockers by a strong force. Lisette hit the lockers as well on the opposite end of the hallway, letting out a girly grunt of pain. I looked up to see my art teacher, Miss Gordon, holding me against the lockers with a look of surprise and serious concern on her face.
Miss Anderson, what are you doing?
I looked to see Lisette being held back by Miss Phillips, starting to cry innocently. I knew it was going to come out of her mouth, so I tried to push Miss Gordon off to confront her. Miss Gordon, however, kept an arm wrapped around me, keeping me back. No, don't you dare start crying, Lisette. You started this.
Miss Anderson, get a hold of yourself.
No, you get a hold of it. You're out of order. What is wrong with you? What did I ever do to you? I couldn't stop the angry tears running down my face as I shouted across the hallway. Lisette and Miss Phillips stared in shock at my screams as Miss Gordon tightened her hold on me. No, let me at her, let me at her. I'm so sick of it. Leave me alone. Eventually, I lost my energy and began to weigh down on Miss Gordon's arms, letting my sadness take over and quench my anger with tears and swelling pain. I could feel Miss Gordon hug me to her to keep me upright as Lisette sniffled and confided with Miss Phillips. Wow, she really knows how to play her cards, huh?
I didn't do anything to her. She just attacked me all of a sudden.
Yeah, right.
That's a lie, Lisette. You tripped her up on purpose. You've always been a snobby prick to us. Never! I gave my condolences about her grandfather's death. I tried to keep everyone calm. Is that so wrong?
You didn't even sound sincere. We know you were only pretending to be nice to spite us.
Enough! Miss White, follow me to Dean's office.
Lisette followed, wiping her tears in the feigned innocence she knew how to play up. I remained still in Miss Gordon's arms, unable to bring myself to fight to get at Lisette again. I had done my damage. The gaggle of Lisette wannabes would make sure I became infamous around the school. I didn't care. I made my statement on Lisette's face and body, and I wasn't afraid to do it again. Miss Gordon, however, wasn't done with me.
Come with me, sweetie.
Oh no. Miss Gordon led me to an empty classroom, which she had claimed as hers. It looked like all of the other classrooms, but art posters lined the walls. Many students loved the room, but hated one thing, the mirror in the very back of the room. Miss Gordon led me to the back of the room and sat me down in front of it. Oh no.
What do you see?
I see a hot-ass bitch.
Tell me, what do you see?
I looked in the mirror and saw myself. My clothes were a little roughed from the fight, but beyond that, I just saw me. Nothing about me seemed different than normal. I see myself, and I look great.
Alright, what else?
What else? I don't understand.
Do you know what I see?
Yourself? You're looking at yourself.
That is true. I see a brilliant woman who has been working her butt off to try and find herself. She just has a little bit of adversity in her way.
Well, thanks, Miss Gordon. But what does this have to do with what happened with Lisette?
Listen, don't think about Lisette right now. She's just another student who doesn't know what you're going through.
I stared at myself in the mirror, unable to tear my eyes away. She was right, but I still lingered on what happened with Lisette. I know Miss Gordon was only trying to help, but I couldn't fight the thoughts in my head. Miss Gordon gently rubbed my shoulders, snapping me from my thoughts. I looked up to see her smile down at me through the mirror.
You know, these were some pretty interesting moves. Taekwondo?
Snap kick, double punch, side kick, turn and kick, back kick, yeah!
You'll have to show me one day.
Oh, you. I laughed as she hugged me gently.
Look, I'm not creepy at all. Don't let Lisette get to you, okay? You have your own battles to face, and you can face them just fine. Instead of fighting Lisette, focus on your goals.
I looked at her and nodded slightly. It was cliche to hear, but she was telling the truth. I needed to focus on myself first. She gave me a small packet of tissues and told me she would handle Lisette. The fear about my family learning of this that had quickly appeared had vanished when she promised to keep me out of it as much as she could.
Everything will be fine now. You're a good student, so I'll let you off with a severe warning. Just don't get into any more fights, okay? Now head to class.
I nodded before heading to class. Thanks, Miss Gordon! Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went off without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home to Damien. As the bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Huh? A text? From Dad?
I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there.
Ah, Dad, come on. Get off my back. Usually he just abandons me and makes me do stuff by myself. I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay. I guess that kind of makes sense.
We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad we've got you covered from now on.
Even while I laughed, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this. Why was he going to pick me up? Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. Hopefully he didn't find out about the fight. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to the usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. They're so good. Eventually, I had played the entire album with no one showing up. What the heck? Dad's never late? Especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message. What the? No signal error? How do I not have a signal? I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead zone. Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands, feet, and covered my mouth. I screamed into the hand over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands that grabbed at my limbs. It felt disgusting and scary, feeling their hands on me. I needed it to stop. Oh. I know you guys really don't like when I end off on cliffhangers, but it's Canada Day today. I think Yammy has some plans as well, but we will be filming again. Please go check out Yammy's channel and subscribe. Her channel is super amazing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it one of these and make sure you subscribe and give that gloomy subscribe button a bit of a pick-me-up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!